So let's dig into your pick of the week. And your pick of the week this week is Gilead
Biotech.
Sciences, ticker symbol GILD. Is that
Mm-hmm.
because it's boring, or is that because you're seeing a nice little swing play here?
Mm-mm. It's not a swing play per se. It's a return to being boring. You can see that I've just based on my drawings and my annotations on this chart that I've been watching Gilead for a while. I've actually been watching Gilead for coming up on 15 years that I've been trading Gilead on and off. And you can see that Gilead at this point is no longer cutting edge per se, but more of one of these boring stocks. I'm going to switch my indicator over here. This is the indicator that I use typically in order to look at the broad market. So when I want to take a look at indicators for perhaps trading signals, I'll switch my indicator to maybe, let me turn this one off. And I just want to give people, I know a lot of you have downloaded our free indicator. If you haven't yet, we're right now in the process of getting it put onto other trading strategies. Not trading strategies, trading platforms. I believe that we're queued up with Metastock and NinjaTrader to be releasing our indicators soon. So you may want to just get in the queue, sign up for a free account, and then check back often for when those different platforms come live. But the one that I'm interested in looking at is called the Fast MACD. Uh, Gerald Appel was the original guy who mathematically came up with the MACD, and now his son has taken over the company, and Marvin keeps coming up with cool variations. And one of the coolest variations over the last decade has been this Fast MACD. So, and I've put my own spin on it, Sip. The MACD traditionally is calculated on closing prices. And with my indicator, you have a choice of what price your MACD gets calculated on. And I've been having people come to this thing called VWAP, volume weighted average price. And it's been doing me well. It's been giving me signals that are either, when there's volume involved, volume validation, the signal comes faster than if I was just using close price. And when there's a lack of volume, meaning that maybe there's not a consensus in the markets, it actually has been holding off on giving me the signals, meaning it won't give me, it has less propensity to give me a false signal. So I'm urging a lot of my folks to try using VWAP on some of your trading signals instead of close. And then the traditional MACD settings are 6, 19, and 3, making sure that they're all set at exponential moving averages. And I have this 1-bar reversal filter. In the case of trading signals, turn that sucker off, right? You want it to be set to no. So if you set that up, you can get some pretty good signals for legging into premium trades of all sorts, not just covered calls, covered puts, and the bull call diagonal debit spreads and bear put diagonal debit spreads that I'm always talking about. I'm talking about these could be good signals for iron condors, for any kind of vertical spread trading you're doing. Yeah. So here you can see, now that I've adjusted my indicators, that we've gotten a couple fake out signals. We did have a drop, it's this drop SIP that happened about a week and a half ago. It's this drop that got me reinterested in Gilead because it was a return to normalcy for Gilead. Gilead spent a month kind of trading outside of its channel, and then a one-day drop brought it back. I'm looking for an opportunity for a bottom here. I'm waiting for a good bottom signal. In my case, that would be this light blue signal. And I use my signals end of day. So I'm not looking at the markets throughout the day. Instead, I'm just checking in the evening, usually after my toddler's gone to bed, because I like to, play with her all evening and then tuck her in and read her a story. Once she's asleep, I'll come to my office, I'll turn on the trading computer, and I'll look at Gilead and look for that signal. And if I don't get it, great. I'm done for the evening. But when I do get it, I'm then going to see if I can trade it the next day. And I usually set up my automatic trader to do that, right? And so I'm waiting for that bottom signal. And if I get that bottom signal, I'm going to either buy some of the Gilead stock. It's kind of expensive, but the um, the other option, yeah, the other choice you could make is instead of buying Gilead the stock, you could use a back month deep in the money option substitute. So I'm thinking probably this January 2025. That gives us plenty of time before it expires. So the January 2025, that's called a leap. All of those options that expire in subsequent years on the third Friday of January are called leaps. And I want to go pretty much deep enough in the money. I'm probably thinking about this $50 strike price. So instead of spending $73.50 a share, I'm going to be spending more like $24 a share. And so I buy that particular call, or I could buy the stock, either one of them, when I see that bottom signal. And now I'm set for any trade that's going to go up. So I could leave it at that. If Gilead continues to do like it did last time and go above, say, 83 bucks, then I'll just look for an exit, and that'll be a directional trade. All well and good. That's called a trend following trade or a trend reversal trade. If Gilead decides to do as it has in the past SIP and decides to give me just a little bit of appreciation, but then pull back around the $80 to $82 range, that's when not only do I sell my covered call, but I also buy that protective put. So the call that I would sell SIP would be something that would be at the money near term. So we're going to have February options expiring not this Friday, not today, but next Friday. So by the time I get up there, I'm probably thinking about my March options. And if I'm somebody who does weeklies, I would probably just make sure I go about 3 to 5 weeks out with my weekly option, sell that option, but then at the same time, and this is the key, this kind of differentiates the trading trainer way of trading from others. At the same time, I'm going to go about 6 months out and buy some protective puts somewhere around the $74, $75 strike price, right? And those will protect me against pullbacks. So that little combination. So I've got that was a lot of word salad just to say I've got a lot of choices. But step one is as soon as I detect this reversal around $74, I'm going to look to get into this trade somehow.
Given the length of time that you've traded this, is this pretty normal volatility for Gilead? Because it seems pretty, at least recently, that's like a 12, maybe $15 spread on the prices.
Yeah, this little move up. So when I was trading Gilead this past time, I was indeed, long Gilead. And when it went past $83, I stopped writing my premium as soon as I hit that threshold. And that threshold is roughly about 40%. So I just it's so nice that we have all these drawing tools. This is Thinkorswim that I'm demonstrating, but all of them have this drawing tool where you can draw your channel, and then the drawing tool will automatically put, and you can't see the bottom one, but if I squeeze it down, you'll see that my drawing tool automatically puts lines 40% outside of the channel in both directions. And so I use that as a threshold. If I start trading above that 40% line, it's time for me, instead of selling premium, to go ahead and ride this as a trend following or a trend reversal type trade. So just look for my exit and take all my profit and run. So I did that. And I'm glad I did that because something happened. And, as soon as I do that, I kind of stop looking at the stock. When I'm out of the position, And this might be an aha moment for some of you traders out there. Once you're out of the trade, you don't have to look at the ticker until you get an end of day signal again, right? Because a lot of people will continue to watch the symbol even though they're no longer in the position. And then they'll start to get, like, if the symbol accrues further profits, they'll get upset around stuff that they never even had, about gains they never had. You can, a lot of what goes on as an investor and a trader in the markets is a mind game. And you have to be able to have a disciplined mind to be able to play this. So one of the ways I have is when I'm out of the trade, I'm done watching it. So it wasn't until I saw the news headlines saying Gilead had dropped that I came back in and I started watching Gilead. And now that it's down near my initial level of support, it's piqued my interest.